There's only but a few at the bottom we can follow. Who possesses the will to win? Stay 10 toes down, even when the stream begins to thin. What does that actually look like? Hush money. Help us save humanity. Money over negative entities, you dig? Now come join in on this conversation I'm about to have with Dave from Plush Cuts here in the shared space of respect and gratitude. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
To
Thanks for
voice
having
your
me.
honest opinions because they do matter. So does growth with the ability to agree to disagree. Hush Money welcomes you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm so glad you showed up, man. Like I said, before we even got started, man, a lot of people, something comes up and or either they don't even call and say nothing, or last minute, and man, you really came through, man, and I'm glad you did. I really learned about you from the community. Is how I first heard about you, and at the time, you was actually, I think, over Ridgeview. I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe you could tell us.
As far as city council,
City council.
yes,
That's it.
yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was your job was and what it was that you seen over and how did that go for you?
Well, actually, man, it was a great experience. It was a great experience. Being able to have an input and a voice for the community. Because see, that was the thing at that particular time. There was nobody that looked like us
Right.
that had a voice for the community
Right.
on the city council. And
Hmm.
just to let the city know, hey, man, we're here.
Right.
We need this, and can you please, help us and give us attention?
Right.
And with nobody that come from our background and understanding what we need, that was something that I felt like I wanted to step up and try to do. And I felt like during my time there, I got to give us a voice and got to help the community in a lot of ways.
Okay. Well, before I in depth into that, I want to start from like who you are as a person, though, like your childhood, your background, so it can build up to
Okay.
how you
All right.
actually jumped into that position, though. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the floor, man.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, man, born and raised in Bessemer City in
Okay.
Gaston County,
I know
North
exactly
Carolina.
what it is.
Yeah, and came up here to Hickory, man. I'm being honest with you, brother, trying to get a fresh start. You know
Makes
what I
sense.
mean?
Makes sense.
Sometimes us as young black men, we can follow the wrong crowd. We can kind of do the wrong things, and we can be a little hard headed. You know
True
what I
indeed.
mean? But again, as you said, spirituality. My mind. I always say life is about a mindset. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
listening.
And my mindset shifted,
Okay.
and I felt like
So not to cut you off
no, no,
though.
go ahead.
When was the time when your mind frame shifted though? Because that's them are the important. We call them transformations.
Right.
So when was that? When was the? I ain't gonna say all of them because we got a bunch of them. But when was the time when it shifted that maneuvered you onto another plateau?
I was betrayed by one of my friends.
Oh, that's always the best ones to do it. But I'm listening. I'm listening.
I was betrayed by one of my best friends that I grew up with.
Uh
Loved
oh.
this bro. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Okay.
Was like a brother from another mother, man,
Okay.
and I was betrayed.
All right.
And I seen things heading in a certain direction that I didn't want it to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then not just that, man, I was again wasn't living my life to the fullest, and I
Okay.
felt like a fresh start would do me good. And
Okay.
so now that's when I came to Hick,
All right.
started fresh, didn't know nobody, didn't
Right.
have any family up here, but I
Right.
felt like if I just wiped the plate clean,
Mm,
I could write my own story from there
there
and
you
create
go.
my own thing. So
Hmm.
that's how I ended up here in Hick.
Okay. All right.
So
With the wiping your slate clean and starting your own story straight from scratch, it's like one of the motivating things for myself as well. You
mhm,
know, even though I'm from here, I still had an opportunity to revamp myself
mhm,
because I did the same thing you did, but I did it somewhere else though. I went to Charlotte and
right,
nobody knew me, but I was still wild though. My mind frame didn't change like
right,
that.
right.
For real. I got a long story, but anyway, this is
Mhm.
about you today though.
That's
you know,
about both of
yeah.
us,
I mean, yeah, no doubt you're right though, man. But I'm impressed with your story, man, because I'm impressed with you as a person. When I first reached out to you to to come on to this platform, you didn't hesitate, and that right there to me said a lot because a lot of people that's of your stature Well, look at somebody like me, like, man, I ain't even gonna waste my time and don't even know this could be a major outlet for them as well, you know?
Right, right.
So now let's get back to when you got to Hickory, what was the first types of jobs or what it is that you done for yourself for income? How did you start to interject yourself into the community?
Okay. Well, but before I start with that, though,
Right.
brother, but
Yeah,
let me
definitely.
say this though.
Okay.
I have seen your hush money online,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and I was impressed. You
Okay.
know,
Thank you. I
and,
appreciate
and
that.
I appreciate what you're doing, offering an outlet for people that look like us,
I
and what you're
appreciate it.
doing, and that's why I didn't hesitate, bro.
Man,
You
thank you,
know,
man. For real.
I felt like it was a great opportunity for me to come and actually tell you that personally,
I
and to be a
appreciate it.
part of what you got going on,
Thank
because
you,
you
man.
got a great thing here going on,
I appreciate
and,
it.
and you know, and I love it. I
Thank you.
love it. And
Thank you.
again, man, it's my pleasure being here, and I'm just grateful that you would reach out to me
I
and have me
appreciate it,
here,
man. That's
brother.
how the universe works.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
no
And,
doubt.
and 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 that's what we need, man. We need more of us
We
supporting
do.
us.
And that's all I've been trying to say. It ain't that I don't deal with other peoples, man. I love everybody,
Right,
but
right.
we gotta love us too, man.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and that's
right.
what we don't see enough of.
That's
We
right.
see enough of criminals.
That's
You
right.
know, we ain't criminals. All of us ain't that. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
That's right.
And so I want to break that stigma on us, and this is how it begins.
That's
This is
right,
exactly
brother.
how it begins, man.
That's exactly
So
right.
thank you, man. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
again, man.
Yes, sir.
So
So back to your question. So when I came up here to Hickory, I had just graduated barber school.
okay,
Now I had an opportunity, I could have worked down in my hometown, anywhere in that area.
right.
But again, because I wanted that fresh start, I came up to Clemens,
Mm-hmm.
which was, up here, and again, I didn't really know Mr. Clemens at that particular time. Somebody had recommended me that would be the place to try if I wanted to come up here to Hickory to
Right.
work. And so, yeah, man, I came up, and I was determined. I talked to him. He said, "Yeah, I'd give you a shot." And me not knowing anybody in Hickory,
Mm-hmm.
before I even started working there, man, I used to come up here and I would just sit in his barber shop without even working. Before I
Okay.
even got out of school,
Okay.
just to try to, get a feel for the shop, get a
Understandable.
feel for the city,
Right.
and yeah, man, I was coming up to Hickory. Everybody seemed pretty cool,
Right.
and I decided, okay, I'm gonna get this because I was deciding between here and another place.
Right.
And again, like you said, the way the universe works, man,
Right.
it was meant for me to be here in Hickory, and so I just decided, okay, Hickory's gonna be it.
That's. You know what, man. You know, you said determination. You were determined. You know, and to sit and just study. Because I'm studying too. To watch your environment. You know.
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an O in that draw in the console. For when I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club. Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an O in that draw in the console. For when I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club.
What was some of the flaws though that almost if I don't know if even if there was any on your journey here or in here in Hickory that almost made you like want to turn around and go back?
Honestly, I didn't see it. That was the
Okay,
thing.
okay,
Because when I was coming up, it seemed like everybody was cool. I mean, don't get me wrong now. Hickory is not a perfect city. There is no such thing as a
true
perfect
indeed.
city. And I would hear things.
Right.
I would hear, "Hey man, be careful going on Center Street and
Yeah,
this and
yeah,
that."
yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know
No, right,
anybody about
right,
then.
mhm,
And but everybody that I dealt with and was
right,
around was pretty cool.
right.
You know,
Mhm.
and hanging out. Pretty much barbershops where everybody goes.
Exactly right.
And I met people from all walks of life,
Uh-huh.
older, younger, whatever.
Right,
Everybody was pretty cool, and
right,
so that was really played a
right.
big part in my decision.
Have you attended any colleges besides the
Yes,
barber? You have?
yes,
What did you
yes.
major in, or what was you
Um,
majoring
all right. So I attended Fayetteville State University
in?
when I
Okay.
first got out of high school.
Uh,
I was a business major.
okay.
And at that particular time, that was my only I've always liked business.
Right.
I
Me
always
too.
wanted to focus on business.
Hmm.
And so, and I think that having that business mindset has helped me, you
Right.
know, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it don't really matter, in my opinion,
Hmm.
whether you cutting hair, selling bubble gum, selling clothes, whatever.
Right.
If you got a business mindset, you got a business mindset.
You're exactly
And
right.
you approach it the same way, regardless of what your product is, regardless of what your customer base
Right.
is.
Right.
And I've just always kept that business approach, and
Right.
it's just carried me over to where I am now.
Right. Right. So okay, I want to take it back just a little bit, right?
Okay.
Because I want to talk about high school, right?
Mhm.
Because I know there's a lot of high school students right now and parents that really don't know how to handle how their child is being developed or are being developed. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But how was high school for you though?
Well, high school, see, and I don't even want to say when I graduated high school. That's
No
been a
doubt.
minute. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
joking. I'm
yeah,
just joking.
yeah.
But you know, back in my day,
Uh-huh.
we always had a guy in the neighborhood, you
Right.
know, an uncle or an
Mhm.
older guy that
Right.
would kind of push you, motivate you, and give you advice.
Right.
That's part of what these young people are missing now. And that's why I appreciate what you're doing here, looking out for these young brothers. And that's
Right.
something I've tried to do in the shop, to try
Right.
to just talk to these young men and
Mhm.
stuff like that,
Mhm.
because that's kind of missing
Right.
nowadays. Well,
Right.
and not just that, the whole sense of community and family.
Mhm.
We come from an area where the lady down the street could beat you.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? And
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
gonna do nothing. And then you're just gonna get another beating when
Oh
you
my
got home.
God.
You know what
Yes.
I'm You can't talk to people's kids anymore.
Right.
You can't try to discipline them. And and these kids, they haven't had any kind of positive influence that because nowadays people are just go on about their business and
Mhm.
don't even try to speak into these
Right.
kids.
Right.
But people poured into us,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
and that helped develop me. When I was in high school, man, I had an uncle.
Okay.
Um, I was raised by my grandmother. And my mom had me. She was 15 years old when she had me.
Okay.
So again, man, she was a kid,
Yeah. No
and
doubt.
so my grandmother had to raise
Right.
me.
Definitely.
And and again, I had several uncles in my life, but I had this one particular uncle, my uncle James, man. He was when I was growing up, I thought he was the coolest dude ever, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and he used to give me advice, man, about life, about women, what to avoid, and just keeping my focus on school. And he just always, man, influenced me in a positive way.
All right.
And I had that in my life, and I tell him all the time, and I'm grateful to him for that because he helped me develop into what I did. And then not just that, man. Again, I was raised by an old school grandma, so
Right.
she put principles in
Right.
me
Right.
and,
Definitely.
and, and had me on the right path, and that just made me want to continue to do better about myself,
Mm-hmm.
do things the right way. And again, sometimes you can still get led astray
Right.
and get off path. But if you got that stuff instilled in you, you'll
Mhm.
always get back on
Right.
path. And
Right.
that happened to me in that way. But through high school, man, I was an athlete. I played sports,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that that's another thing that these kids need.
Mm-hmm.
Just that teamwork, team bonding, and being able to be a part of something.
Mm.
Because that's what's wrong with a lot of things nowadays. Nobody's ever had have been a part of something
Right.
or
Right.
seen anything special.
Right.
And so, hey man, life is just existing today.
And you're right. And to piggyback off what you just said, I remember in Ridgeview, this is probably before you came. There was football teams, there was baseball teams. They used to, it was basketball for all age levels, and it used to be the neighborhoods used to be out with kids, and it was until they started shutting down activities. Swimming pools got shut down in the neighborhood, so what? Swimming. There wasn't no congregating. If it's 3 or 4 people together, police was called, and even if it was for nothing, it just
Right.
So it was almost like putting a chokehold on the necks of the youth.
Right.
One thing that I do know though that really damaged the communities was when times got hard and parents needed help, they could only get the help if they were single. And I think by far, that's something that needed to be worked on, or something that still need to be worked on to this day. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's still sort of a problem that they have in that
That's
if you want food stamps, you need them. Something else though I think is a problem too. Also, is the ones that actually do go to work and just need the extra little over the hump help. They don't want to help if you make too much money, and I don't understand that.
right.
But to change up a little bit, so when you got here, um, It's gonna be a little personal, but that's my job.
Right.
So what about the dating life when you got here? Did you go after somebody that was like so you idolized as growing up, or did you just
Hey
you
man, hey, I say all the time to these young people, and again, and the more personal the better, bro.
no doubt, no doubt, no
um,
doubt.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. So again, when I got here, I was like 20, 21,
Okay,
single, not married.
right.
So when it came to dating life, man, hey, I wouldn't turn it down never with my
No,
shirt
no,
collar,
no
bro.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
I-
Okay, but okay, say if you wanted a wife, right?
right.
What type of woman would you prefer though to be? What is a wifey or wife material type of woman? Because a lot of us got a misunderstanding what a wife is. You know what I mean? We think just because she's a woman, that's enough, and that's not to
Right,
me.
right.
But
Right. Well, now, let me make sure that I am clear about this. I am
okay,
married now.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely. Okay,
but when I first came to Hickory,
uh huh,
again, I'm gonna be honest with you. Being raised by a strong black woman
right.
that had morals, because
Mm,
I seen my grandma get up and go to work every day
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
for 40 years. She
Right.
worked for Carolina Mills,
Okay. Mm-hmm,
and seeing that, seeing her take care of 6 children,
mm-hmm,
seeing her do everything that she did
mm-hmm,
and be the strength of the
mm-hmm,
household.
mm-hmm.
She gave me something to look for in a woman, you know,
Yes,
and that's something that you're not. These young girls are missing that.
and it is.
Ain't no how they say it, ain't no more big mamas.
It's not.
Ain't no more big
It's
mamas.
not. You're
And
right.
and then I had my great grandma, we called her Granny.
Okay.
Again, seeing those two strong
Mm-hmm.
black women.
Right.
Um, you know, that like I said, that gave me something to look
Right.
for in a woman. And I wanted a woman that I knew that was going to be able to, first of all, take care of my kid,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, whether
Mm-hmm.
a
Right.
boy or girl,
Right.
be able to maintain the household
Mm-hmm.
and carry herself in the right way. You know,
Well, I like that. Everything that you said. I have ran across a few women myself who says that this ain't back in the days, and that's weird to me because
right?
that's what kept. If you look back in the days, you don't have to go that far to see when our families really stuck together.
That's right. That's right.
Our
That's
women
right.
did respect the men.
That's right.
Our women really did know that the man is the backbone.
Right.
We say to women, don't get me wrong, they role is well needed. We
That's right.
appreciate every last one of you out there that's doing what it takes. But without men, this whole community doomed anyway. We witnessed it.
Right.
We've witnessed it. Prison showed us, well, let's get rid of the men.
Right.
It showed us what happens. It start creating um misfits. I hate to say it like that, but it's
Right.
true.
Right. But
You
as you
know?
said before, brother, systemically, the
That's
black
right.
man was removed.
That's
Whether
right.
it be in prison,
Yep.
whether it be taking us out of household
Yep.
because the income has
Yep.
to be a certain level.
Right.
There's been
Right.
so many different things.
Yes.
And rap music nowadays,
Oh man. The worst.
the examples that they're setting are young black people to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And systemically over time, the black man's been removed.
Yes.
And again, there's some good sisters out here that's raising these kids right, that's
Right.
doing their thing.
Right.
But we're needed.
We are, man.
Men are needed.
We are. And even not even in every category that you can possibly think of, they need us.
Yes.
Even if they think being independent and being able to pay their way through some stuff doesn't stop what they really need us for. And that's what I'll be trying to advocate a lot for. I had a nonprofit, right?
Mhm.
And it was called H.U.S.H, our at-risk kids. And I really did even some. I got to give credit to where credit is due. Alan Jr. knew that I worked with kids, and he the one that put me on the 501(c)(3).
Yeah, it's a good brother.
Yeah, he really is. And I need to get him on here too. Um, I was already mentoring like 3 or 4 kids myself by myself,
Right.
but I didn't know I was doing it. I just know that all my life, every kid I done been around, I done try to leave something with them.
Right.
Even if I didn't even know I was doing it, but that's a long story behind my dad too, and what type of person he was.
Right.
And I didn't get to meet him. He died 6 months after I was born.
I never met my dad.
Right, but he had to have been an awesome guy From all the stories I done ever heard about him, he was a top tier. You know, I would love to learn more. I wish I would have met him, but in the fact that I came through the loins, I'm here now.
There
You
you
get
go.
what I'm saying?
There you go.
So I still think it's our responsibility as men to step the game up. We have to exhibit and show them what it is, what a man look like.
That's right.
And I feel like that's what you are. You are a prime example of you don't have to be a rapper.
No.
You don't have to be a race car driver. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to be a man.
That's
And
right.
that's what I want the image to stop being, that thinking that your finances is what make you a man. But it's really the character.
That's exactly right.
Okay,
That's exactly right.
that's what's up. Now, okay. Oh well, if you got something to say, go ahead.
Well,
Go
no,
ahead,
I was
Si.
just gonna say, you know, and to your point, like
Mhm.
you were saying, you know, being a rapper, being a ball player, or a musician, whatever,
Right.
the odds on you being that
Something they
is,
don't even talk about. Something they don't even talk about.
you
You're
know,
right.
and
Yes.
so you know, we have to set example as everyday, ordinary men
Mm-hmm.
that these young kids are needing to see.
Right.
They need to see
They
that.
do. They do.
And because again, their heroes are what they see on TV,
That's
what they
right.
see on the radio.
You're exactly right.
And you know, and so yeah, it's great that you're providing this example, and you got brothers like, and not a lot of us, but brothers like
Right.
us that's trying to
That's right.
help mentor these young
That's right.
men. And you know, and again, it's hard because these black women out here are trying to raise these kids by themselves.
Mm.
And again, like I said before, I got some sisters that I know that's great friends, that I'm
Mhm.
great friends with.
Right.
They are doing their thing out
Right.
here.
Right.
And they're doing their thing
Right.
without men in their lives. These women out here raising these young men. But again, it would be so much more helpful
Oh man.
if
Yes.
they had a man
Yes.
to provide an example
Mm.
for these young black
Mm.
men out here.
And you're right. You're exactly right, man.
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an eye on that draw in the console. For when I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club. Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an eye on that draw in the console. When I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club.
So now we're gonna go ahead and take it back to you getting involved in the politics, local. You know,
Right, right.
okay. So how was that brought to you though? How was that? You know, because I can't just see. You know, I'm gonna just walk up here and just apply.
Right,
So
right.
you know, what was your steps?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Crazy story. Crazy
Okay.
story.
All right.
So every year, right, I do a back to school, you know, free haircut community
Okay.
day where we do food, book bags, supplies, all this stuff.
Mhm.
This particular year, I think it was might have been 2015,
Okay.
yeah, about 2015, I think it was. Because I've been doing this now for about 20 years, but this was like back in
Okay.
2015. I had one over at my shop on Center Street,
Mhm.
and it had started growing so much
Mhm.
that people approached me for partnerships.
Okay.
And so I was approached by the Hickory Police Department, Hickory Fire Department, the city of Hickory, like you know, Ridgeview Rec and stuff
Okay.
like that. Everybody wanted to just be a part of it.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, and then not just them, like people from the community. They was
Okay.
just like coming in, donating food. I think yeah, actually matter of fact, that year, particularly Sean England, he
Okay.
came and he was washing cars.
Okay.
Just man, it was just so much
Okay.
community support, you
Right.
know?
Mhm.
And so it had just grew so big.
Mhm.
And that particular day, we had probably about 500 people show up.
Whoa, that's a great
I mean, it
turnout.
was crazy.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so crazy.
Then that should have been video. That should have been called.
Yes, I
Yeah, for
wish
real.
we wasn't expecting that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wish we
no
would
doubt.
have.
Yeah. From here on out, man,
Yeah,
I would like
yeah,
not to cut you off
yeah.
and just to interject.
Mhm.
Anytime there's anything going on, feel free to reach out, and I'll see if I can put a team together to come out and start
Word.
capturing, because like you said, we need to see it.
Yeah,
We
and
need to see it.
I do have a still shot picture
Right.
of like how crazy it
Right.
was, but it was so crazy, man. They had to shut the street down.
Oh, that's good then.
And yeah, man, because it was like oh man, we like I said, we had Sean and washing cars. We had the fire truck out there, kids getting on the fire truck.
Okay.
We had the Hickory Rec out there doing face painting, bouncy house.
Okay.
Like I said, school supplies also. But I'm gonna tell you what the kicker was.
Okay.
See, usually I get free food, right?
Right.
And we try to be kind of cheap with it. Basically, we was just giving hot dogs away.
Okay.
But this particular year, man, we had so much money donated, and people were donating. Hey, bro, we had ribs. We had John Boy was cooking fish.
Okay.
We had ribs, fish, chicken, hot dogs. Oh, hey, them brothers and sisters came out there for them ribs and fish. You hear
Yeah,
me?
of course. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something though. Because you talk about ribs and fish and stuff. I don't eat meat.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That's just because you just running. And I would have known back in the day. I'd have been there too for that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, but yeah. Because food is the nurturing part of life. Period. Is food, right? And the more that I started studying the body, the more I started realizing that we are consuming stuff that we are not built to do.
I agree.
And so that's we don't got to get into that. But I just want you to go ahead and finish up how you got to where. Okay.
Yeah. So again, that particular event that I had, man, it just blew up so big and so huge. And so I still won't even say his name now because I don't want anybody to be mad at him because I'm in the position I'm in. But he was a policeman at the time, a brother.
Right.
He came to me and he said, and none of this was ever in my mind.
Okay.
Ever in my mind.
And that's how it works. I hate to cut you off again.
Right.
Universe.
That's right.
And let me explain what universe is to me. All right. Everything that's in here is a part of my universe. Everything. I appreciate everything that's around me, even the air. Right. Whatever it is that you truly are, it comes around you.
That's right.
So that's the only reason why I want to say it. When you said that, so never on your mind. It don't have to be.
That's right.
Your being already attracts everything about you. Okay, there you go. There you go. I just had
totally
a headache. I just had a headache. All right,
yes,
okay,
I
I'm
totally agree.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So he was a cop there, and he came to me after the event.
Okay.
And he was like, David, this event was phenomenal. Do you see the impact and the influence that you're having on this community? And I was like, hey, man, I'm just grateful that everybody that played a part in it and everybody came out. He said, no, David, you're not listening to me. He said, you're not listening to me.
That's deep. Yeah.
Do you see the impact that you're having on this community? And I said, well, I mean, yeah. Because at that particular time, I've been cutting hair in the community for a while and influencing as much as I could. And he said, I'm gonna tell you something I want you to think about. He said, we need somebody like you on the Hickory City Council. You need to start reaching further, because you're doing what you're doing on this level. I need you to take it to this level.
I like that. For real.
And, at that particular time, like I said, I didn't know anything about the Hickory City Council.
Right.
It wasn't on my mind. So again, like anything, I started doing my research.
That's good.
And as I researched it, I was at the time, my wife and I had got back together, and I'll have to tell you a story about that as well.
Okay.
But I talked to her about it. I researched it, and after my initial research and everything, I was like, man, I ain't doing that.
I can imagine.
I was like, man, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
And so I thought about it some more, man. I prayed over it, and I had just I don't know. I had an emotion. I had a thought come over me, and something just said to me, "Hey, man, it's your time. It's time for you to do this."
Okay.
And I felt like, and the like you said, the pools had been closed, and people in the community, I could see that they were being upset about different things, and so I said, "Yeah, it's time. I'll do it."
Right.
And because sometimes in helping others, you got to be selfless, and you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
make it about you and what you want.
You are so right.
You got to do what's needed.
Yeah.
And so that was when I decided to do it.
Okay.
And so I put my name in the hat for city council.
Okay.
You know, started campaigning, started reaching out in the community, and just started trying to learn as much as I could about
Definitely.
that position so
Right.
I could do it to the best of my abilities.
Okay.
And one thing led to another,
Right.
and like you said, the universe spoke, and I was allowed to sit in that seat.
Right. So being in that seat, what did you learn? What did you gain?
Mm.
And was there some pushbacks? You said ask all
Yes,
the deep
sir.
questions
Yes,
I
sir.
can. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the first thing, what I learned
Mm-hmm.
was how city government works.
Okay.
That's the number one thing that people don't know
And
is
I
how
don't
city
either.
government.
And I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah,
a lot of my fans don't either. So
no,
could you give us a brief?
yeah. That's
Okay.
a brief overview of how
Right.
city government works.
Right.
So you can't just go to your local city councilman and say, "Hey, we want to do this, we want to do that,"
Okay.
and he's just gonna snap his fingers and do it.
Right.
Everything is a process.
Mm-hmm.
When you see this work that they're doing in Ridgeview, this is something I spoke about years ago, and they're just now doing it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
how city government moves slow. Things have to be voted on, has to be fit in a budget because
Okay.
cities have a specific budget that they have to operate on yearly.
Okay.
And so, you know, certain things might get in the budget this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I might say, hey, we want to do this, this, and that. But if the budget's already set for this year, it's going to be next year before it
Okay.
can get done.
Right.
But yeah, one of the things that I learned, yeah, was how city government works. And but I did learn that, however, like for instance, that historic Ridgeview pathway that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
that would not have happened had somebody not spoke up for it, had we not had a voice for that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I learned was when you can get communities together, because see, not just my voice,
Right.
I got other people from the community to come to council meetings, to come and talk to the mayor, come and talk. So when we unite together
Yes.
and the city hears our voice, that's when things get created.
Right. Okay.
And I learned that.
Okay.
And so and that's what's needs to continue to happen. That's something that's needed, and that's something that I did learn about that, and I also learned how policies work and how just the city operates as a whole for both sides.
Okay.
And that was a great learning experience for me, and how much reach that we have or that one can have when dictating what's going to come to your communities, and you also have an opinion on other communities as well.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that though. Just have you ever heard any stories about Ridgeview though before the '90s? Did anybody ever tell you
Yeah.
all the positive that Ridgeview
Yes.
used to be? Oh, you did.
Yes.
What was
Yes.
some of the things that you might have ran across or
So
heard?
yeah. So again, man. Okay. Now, when I'll tell you one of my first experiences. We were talking about doing some things in Ridgeview, and I met with some of the people that were at the old Ridgeview High School.
Okay.
And yeah, I heard of, and actually working in the barbershop, I actually met Coach Davis
Okay.
before
Oh
he
yeah.
passed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He used to come to June Clemens and get his haircut, and
Okay.
I got to meet him, and I seen how everybody respected him and how everybody talked about him,
Okay.
and I knew some of those football players that
Okay.
played on that undefeated team,
Right.
and talking to some of those players and some of the students that went to that particular high school back then, the sense of pride they had. And the way they told me about the way the community was, like you said, the programs that they had, and the rec center,
Right.
the ball field, how they had softball games, gospel events, and stuff like that. Again, community.
It was.
It was a community,
It really
a
was.
true community.
It was.
And hearing about that, that was something that influenced me to try to bring that back. And I've tried to talk to different people, and I'm gonna tell you, man, Tyler Clark is doing a great job over there
I'm
at
trying to get
Ridgeview,
Tyler
man.
Clark on too. So yeah,
Yes,
definitely,
yes,
yeah,
she's doing a
yeah,
great job, man, and she's bringing stuff like that back.
right.
They had a kickball. I mean, I'm about to be too old to do it, but they had a kickball tournament
Did
I
it?
participated in,
Okay, all
and
right.
she's doing stuff out there on the ball field
Okay,
again,
that's good.
and getting things done over there in
Right.
Ridgeview with programs,
Mm-hmm.
basketball to get these young people
Right.
back in the gym
Right.
and doing, man, she's doing
Right.
some wonderful things over there. John Smith,
Uh-huh.
he's a positive role model to a lot of these young guys,
That's good.
and and just trying to my part on council, just trying to be a part with that
Right.
and bringing those types of things back because that's what the people told me, like I said, from the 80s
Mm-hmm.
that was going on
Right.
that no longer was going on now.
Right.
And sometimes, you can't look forward, you got to look back, you know?
You're right. You
And I felt like,
and I'm gonna tell you something though about looking back, and that's for all of you out there that's listening, right? It's okay to look back. You just pick out what it is that you're gonna look back at.
that's right. That's
You
right.
get what I'm saying?
That's right.
And the reason why I say that because there's two things that really bother me about us as people. We look back on the negative all the time. That hurts us so bad.
That's right.
Even if it's a relationship.
That's right.
That's the worst thing to do. Secondly, is we don't gotta keep going back to slavery.
That's right.
I can't stand people.
Yeah.
We don't have to look at. Just look when you first came.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I would go to. I would go when I came out my mama. This is how it was for me.
That's right.
You know, I don't. We don't got to keep pushing me back that our ancestors was this and that and the third. I don't even believe it. To be honest with you, because somebody else told us our history, our
Right.
story. You know,
Right.
but can nobody tell me what I actually do know that I live? You get what I'm
That's right.
saying?
That's
So that's all I'm trying to say to everybody out there. We don't got to keep going that far back or going and believing in things that we was made to believe.
Right.
That's my
right.
thing. You know what I mean?
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an on that draw in the console. For when I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop. Straight to the club. Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an on that draw in the console. When I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop. Straight to the club.
But to change it up a little bit, you talked a lot about the barbershop. So you got a school now, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
now let's
yes.
talk a little bit about that, though, and how
Okay.
you came to do that. You know,
Okay.
I'm impressed.
Yes, man. So being in the barbershop for all these years, that was one of the things like, it was hard to find barbers
Right.
because there was only a school in Winston and a school in Charlotte. And you would get a few people here and there from this area
Right.
that would drive. Man, that's a long drive
It
every
is.
day.
It is.
And so it would be hard to get people to go there. And I've always been an ambitious person, man. I've
I can
always
tell.
been a person that felt like I can do more. I can always
Mm-hmm.
continue to go further.
Mm-hmm.
So, my first thing was, we were getting barbers. I felt like, that could be great, but they had no school to go to, and they would always complain about that. And so it was on my mind to try to create that opportunity for people in this area, and then just not just myself. The other shop owners would have problems getting barbers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I wanted to try to be able to create that opportunity for, these young guys and provide another outlet for them.
Okay.
Because again, man, you 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 got so many young guys, hey, they might fall by the wayside, get out here in the streets and get themselves in trouble. And so, hey, man, I just wanted to present them as barbering as an option. Barbering saved my life, saved me from the streets.
There you go.
And why come I couldn't provide that opportunity for these other
There
young
you go.
guys and young women out here? Because nowadays, you got a lot of women out here getting into the barbering industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my goal, was to create a barber school. And honestly, I didn't, again, just like everything else, I didn't know when, where, and how,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that I was going to just follow the steps in the process and, getting my instructor's license, trying to get my education right
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
be able to open and own a barber school.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say, man, the universe just took care of the rest.
Right.
It's a funny story how I ran upon the opportunity just out and about looking at buildings one day because I had got all my credentials and everything in order, and just so happened to find a location. Um, Everything went pretty smooth. I did. People don't know, but I failed my first inspection.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right though.
But again, when it's meant for you,
But
it's
you
meant
learn.
for
But
you.
that's right.
That's right. Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
And so, after failing my first inspection at the school, because that's the other thing, and schools are expensive. I had to spend a lot more money,
Right.
which was, the universe providing. Because man, the
Is it
money,
paying off?
yes,
I
yes.
see
I'm gonna
the
tell you,
struggle. The
yeah,
struggle is for the payoff.
that's right, that's right,
So,
that's
not to
right.
interrupt, but I want to, just let my audience out there know, right? Don't be afraid to fail.
Mm,
That's the problem that I've noticed about a lot of people that's even business savvy. Um, Having to make a choice. Um, am I going to pay for this that's going to help benefit in the long run? It might not pay you right now to get you where you need to be right now. It might be years from now or suffer and you juggling.
mm,
Sometimes if you go ahead and suffer now I ain't gonna say sometimes. If your heart and your mind in the right place, suffer now
that's right.
to reap the rewards in the long run.
That's right. That's right. Because to your point,
Mhm.
so many people, we live in a world what they call a microwave society.
Oh my gosh.
People getting rich over there, post a
You preaching.
video, do
You
something
preaching.
overnight.
Yeah. Right.
Nobody wants to put in that work.
Exactly.
And like you said, take those bumps and
Right.
bruises along the way.
Those are the learning.
Yes,
Those are the
sir.
stepping stones.
Yes, sir.
You know not to do that again.
That's right. And I went through a bunch of bumps and
I'm still
bruises.
doing it.
Yes, me too. Me too. Whether it be with the barbershop, with the school, in
Right.
life.
In life.
As a grown man, you're gonna go through some bumps and bruises. You're gonna learn.
That's
And
what builds character.
that's up.
And
That's up.
that's why I just had this conversation with somebody, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Another man, and I was just letting him know that, you know, all our mishaps is what builds us in being
That's right.
that man, you know.
That's right.
So we
Yeah.
need it. That's why when you were saying that you failed the first inspection,
Hmm.
well, then it taught you something.
That's right.
You know, it taught
You're
you
right,
something.
man.
So
Because you're right. Daily, we're getting shaped like Play-Doh.
that's right.
And
That's right.
and to get shaped into the point and the men that we're supposed to be.
Exactly.
And we have life experiences. You're never going to stop experiencing things in life, and you're never going to stop learning.
That's right.
And that's the thing that I try to live by. I try to continue to push forward because you're not gonna. Every day is not gonna be your best day.
No.
But you got to learn from it.
That's a
You
mouthful by
got to,
itself.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. And and again, we live in a generation to where things. First of all, these men aren't strong.
Oh man.
Because they don't see, they haven't seen strong men.
No.
They don't know what a strong man's supposed to do or supposed to be. First of all. And then secondly, again, because the world is telling you, oh man, you're supposed to be rich by now. You're supposed to be an instant millionaire. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be that. Now that you got to go clock in and work somewhere 40 hours, you feel like you're a failure. No, brothers, no, sisters,
I'm
you're
gonna tell
taking
you,
care of your family.
hey man, I'm gonna tell you something, right? Because you just gave me shivers, right? I owned a trucking company. I had 3 trucks, 2 Sprinter vans. When I had to sell my last truck,
Mm,
I thought I was gonna go through that. You know what I mean? The emotional part, right? But myself told myself to enroll in school because I got the mind is the most powerful thing on the planet.
yes.
The mind is the most powerfulest organ in your body is your mind.
Yes.
And if you don't know how to control it, you'll continuously do everything that you normally do. That don't look successful, it ain't gonna be because it's the way that you let your mind run off and do whatever. So that's why they say if you listen yourself and tell yourself exactly what to do next.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're
We
right.
don't listen. We like that don't sound right. And then you think you're crazy because people been telling us all our life that if you talk to yourself, you're crazy. But no, man. The best thing about life is this learning, right? And whenever we get to positions in our life that makes us feel like failures, it's hurtful.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when I said that I had to shut my business down and I sold my last truck to keep me from panicking. I went back to school for an electrician. I could wire houses,
Okay.
residential. Um, but the fact that I done had so many companies that wasn't successful. All the times I felt like a failure, a loser. I ain't shit. I never be shit. I'm always go back to the streets. I'm not. This is just what I am. All of them taught me something.
That's right. That's right, bro.
That's why I didn't have to panic when something major I had going on, $250,000 a year business shut down and had to go work for somebody. Didn't phase me because I'm still that I know. Like I told you, none of that made me a man.
That's right.
All the actions I put in to try to create and build it, even this to make something, it's the character that's making me. That's right. When you go punch a clock, know that you ain't just doing it just to go do it. You're doing it for a purpose and for a reason. Set a plan.
That's right.
Plans is true.
That's
You
right.
know, if you don't have a plan for yourself or for your life, then you kind of do end up just being an ordinary Joe, and then you can't fault nobody but yourself for
That's
that.
right. Because that's either in you or it ain't. And like you just said, brother, even though you went through all that stuff you went through,
Right.
you still had something in you.
I still have.
And can't nothing take that from you.
That's
You
exactly
can lose
right.
material stuff, brother,
Mhm.
but what's in your mind and in your heart,
It's in there. It's in there.
it ain't going nowhere.
I mean, you hit everything about me in you as you was talking. You know, you've always been determined.
Yes.
Always been business savvy.
Yes.
It's me.
That's right.
I'm determined, no matter what. I don't care what they say about me.
Knock me down 10 times, I'm getting up 11.
I'm telling you.
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an O in that draw in the console. For when I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club. Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an O in that draw in the console. When I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time, man. I'm so glad you came through, man, for real. Because even for me, this is like therapy for me.
Word up.
I know it ain't me, the only one out here trying to do right and giving right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to see and meet other people that's doing it just as hard as me and going through things at times and still 10 toes down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I salute you.
Yes, sir.
Real talk.
Yes, sir. Because it ain't always perfect,
Right.
And people will look at okay, take for instance.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you when you had your truck and company.
Right.
Before you say you had to sell your last truck, they look at you from the outside. Oh, this brother got it made. He making all this money. He got it going on.
Right.
They don't see the struggle. No, they don't see the struggle.
Oh my God, no.
You know what I mean? And they look at me.
Right.
Dave doing this. That. Hey man, I struggle just like everybody else.
Right.
Mentally, physically, everything else. You know.
And I think the mental is the hardest one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mental is the hardest one.
And but the thing is, because of the character that we have and the way we handle ourselves, we make it look easy.
Right.
But it ain't easy.
No, not at all. You know something that I've learned though? This is what I learned. And I used to hear this all the time, right? Always keep a positive attitude. No matter how bad it is, or it may seem, and smiling.
That's right.
Smiling changes the vibrations.
That's right.
You know, and anytime you're thinking bad, you can change it with a smile. Just smile about it. And then next thing you know, you're off to doing something different. You know?
That's right.
So, I mean, man, this is just like school, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I be trying to get as much of this information out because people that watch, I have a lot of men that watch, you know, and it just lets me know that there is a lot of people that think like us out here and want to participate out here. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But it do start with self.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Everything starts with self. Work on you first before you come out here and really try to jump and do some magnificent stuff. Because if you ain't correct, you can hang it up.
That's right. That's right.
You can hang
Mind
it up.
ain't right.
Oh my gosh, man.
It's all about that mindset, man.
It is.
And the way that you're, like you said, the way that you're putting that energy out into the world, man.
Right.
Because if you got the proper energy and you carry, people are going to be attracted to you. Positive things are going to be attracted to you.
Right.
And you're going to be able to create and you're going to be able to facilitate.
Right.
So,
Right.
it's all about that for
Right.
sure.
Oh, that's
So,
good, man. Man, is there anything else that you want to let the audience know? How can they contact you, get in touch with you if they want to
yeah,
come and get
yeah.
into the school?
Yeah, so yeah, man, we can be contacted. You can hit me up 828-994 4246. You can call me at the school. You can email me at mrplush1 at
Huh?
yahoo.com. The number one not spelled out. Um, hey man, I'm on Instagram, Plush Cuts Barber College. I'm on Facebook, Plush Cuts Barber College. David Williams, you can catch me at Plush Cuts Barbershop. Catch me at the school, 3248 20th Avenue Southeast.
There you go.
I done started dabbling in the car business as well.
Okay.
PK Auto Sales. You can check our website.
All right.
Hey man, I ain't hard to find.
Right. Well, that's what's up, man.
I ain't hard
What
to
else?
find.
Is there anything else that you got? Any kind of events, programs, anything you got coming up or going to come up anytime soon?
So actually, we just finished our big community day event just a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I
And
missed
so
that.
now, yeah, now we're trying to plan something possibly for the end of the year, first of the 2025.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'm working on some plans for something coming up soon.
Okay.
But as of right now, yeah, we just finished. That's our
Okay.
actually our biggest event of the year.
All right.
And yeah, it was a great event, success. Thanks to everybody that came out. It was a really, really great event, and yeah, that was just a couple of weeks ago. And so yeah, we just going forward, just trying to continue to maintain and just thinking
Right.
about the next event and thinking about the next move right
Well,
now.
I would like to be a part of your next one.
Okay,
Just
okay,
let me know what it is you need me to do, and even if I come out and set up,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. So I'd like to be a part of it and see what I can contribute on that. Is there any kind of grants or anything that people can get to come to school?
Yes, actually. So now I have a partnership with the community college, with Catawba Valley Community College, and so they have scholarships that you can apply for that can take care of your tuition, your tools. They have all kind of different options. You just have to just fill out the application. It's very, very simple. But however, the tuition is so cheap, you don't even need scholarships.
Okay.
There is nowhere. I will say this, another thing that the universe has done for me.
Okay.
There is, and if anybody can challenge me on this, I'll bet on my car. There is not a program in North Carolina, that is like the partnership that CVCC and I have.
Oh yeah.
Students can go to our school for just starting $186, and total will be $558 for the program.
What?
That's it. That's it.
Now, I mean, come on now, that's a monster leg. I got another question for you.
Mhm.
Do do you all do cosmetology in there?
We do some, but not a lot. This
Okay.
is mostly barbering.
Okay.
But
Okay.
now they have a cosmetology department at the
Uh-huh.
school
Mm.
that people can, yeah, and you can do both. You
Okay.
can do barbering and
Okay.
cosmetology.
All right. I was just want to know. I know some ladies that was asking me about that earlier when I was
Yeah.
telling them that I
Okay.
was gonna have you
Okay.
come on. They were like, "Well,
Yeah.
I want to be,
Right.
So
Right.
I told them I was gonna ask though. So
Okay,
yeah,
but
no
yes,
doubt.
we do some cause we do hair coloring, we do perms and
Right.
stuff like
Okay.
that, but we don't get as detailed
Right.
into it as
Okay.
the cosmetology program.
Okay,
So
okay, that makes
yeah.
sense. That makes
Mhm.
sense. Well, Dave, I know that you got some more endeavors that you got to do today. I'm glad that you came
Hey, thank you
through.
for having
We
me, brother.
really
I
do
appreciate you,
appreciate you.
man.
Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Stay tuned. This is Dave. He gave you all the information. If you would, Dave, would you give him one more time how to get in contact with you so that people out there that really want to come through, get into this program, really know what to do and go, and that way they really get it again. You can
Okay.
tell them.
Again, you can call me at the school, 828-994-4246. You can hit me up on email, Mr. Plush, the number one, at yahoo.com. You can catch me on Instagram, Plush Cuts Barber College, Facebook, Plush Cuts Barber College, or just my personal name. I got separate accounts. Instagram, you can catch me at David Williams, Facebook at David Williams. Or you can catch me at the school, 3248 20th Avenue, Southeast, Newton, North Carolina. Or you can catch me at the shop. I'm still cutting hair from time to time over here in Hickory Village. 523 Highway 70 Southwest, right across from Big Lots. So either way, like I said, I ain't hard to find.
Amen. Wise words from wise men. And then I'm going to leave you with this. Don't ever count yourself out. Always look into yourself and know that if you're driven to do anything in your life, don't give up on yourself. And until next time, I'll holler.
Peace.